Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm a professional singer and music producer, and I just had the great pleasure of watching the first 3 songs of the Wisdom Saga of Epic the Musical. Full analysis, had such a blast diving into this whole other part of the story, right? We get a look into Odysseus' life at home with Telemachus, Penelope, Antinous, this devil character with a beautifully smooth, silvery voice. Really wonderful, so much fun. I hope you guys enjoy my first time reaction and analysis to the Wisdom Saga.
Just me, myself, and I, stuck in my bedroom, living in this world you left behind, dreaming of all these monsters that I'll never get to fight.
Bang. Let's go.
So I could bring the world some light, 'cause I'm stuck with your story.
Ooh, all right, so we have a heavy dose of our more electronic sounding instruments in this one. Do, 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 do. D. So we're in D major, I believe. Yeah, we get this really cool plucked instrumentation happening at the beginning here. So, sort of like an electronically enhanced, some kind of synthy instrumentation. It sounds almost analog, but I think it is actually sampled. And we've got some nice reverb and delay happening to give it a nice amount of atmosphere. So it's not just the plucks, it's not a dry sound. There's a sort of airiness around it too, which kind of, you know, delay and reverb is a tool really mainly intended to create an atmosphere around a sound, right? If you have a raw vocal, for example, that came straight out of the studio, you don't want that super dry sound like how my sound is going into the mic. You want to create something around it. You want a dry sound to start with, but then you can, manipulate and automate and add so much to the entire atmosphere using delay and reverb especially. So we've got a lot of that happening on this instrument, and then as well as the guitar-like instrument that comes in later. 7 years later. Of course. Right, so we also get a couple measures of this, which is a more like synth bass kind of sound, not super low in the range, right? I think it's the so so we're on, I think, a G2, so not a super low bass instrument, but a synthy instrument leaning towards the bass register. And then we get, of course, a nice strummed guitar that comes in shortly after that. Nice acoustic guitar there.
Just me, myself, and I, stuck in my bedroom, living in this world you left behind, dreaming of all these monsters that I'll never get to fight. But boy, I wish I could, so I could bring the world some light, 'cause I'm stuck with your story.
So I believe this is Telemachus, which is Odysseus' son, voiced by Miguel Veloso, I believe. Yeah, Miguel Veloso. This is really nice. This is giving like a 90s alternative vibe, like what's the group Semi-Charmed Life? Oh, come on. Blink-182? Like a Blink-182 vibe. Not quite that high, not quite that, rock, not quite that pop punky, but a tenor voice. We've got some breathiness. We've got some edge to the sound, right? It's not a pure tone. There's extra air escaping through the vocal folds, giving it a little bit of that breathiness, right? That kind of impurity in the sound, which is so well representative of like an angsty teenager, which I believe Telemachus is supposed to be in this case. Also, 7 years later, 7 years after Thunderbringer? Is that the deal? 7 years? You can leave a comment if I have that wrong, but I mean, that's where we left off, and it says 7 years later, so I'm going to trust the storytelling here. So Telemachus has had a lot of time to grow up without his daddy. So chances of being an angsty teen. Also, people very respect for the earrings, Telemachus. I feel you, bro. Yeah, it's a perfect sound for like an angsty teenager.
And in this world you left behind, dreaming of all these monsters.
That's all the way up to high G already. So that's already getting pretty high even in the tenor range. And you can feel as the voice stretches up in that direction, right? A little bit of effort needed by the singer to get up there. Sounds great. Sounds angsty. Sounds like he's got some emotion behind it, which is what we need in a character like this.
That I'll never get to fight, but boy, I wish I could, so I could bring the world some light. Cause I'm stuck with your stories, but no clue who you are, and no idea if you're dead or just too far. Somebody tell me, come and give me a sign. If I fight those monsters, is it you I'll find? If so, then give me sirens and
oh wow, and then it comes down. So all right, so this pre-chorus, we get a shift away from the heavy pulse bassing. We get a shift away from the higher plucked atmosphere. It really pulls back and goes into a string ensemble, a string quartet or a chamber orchestra type of feel. Lower frequencies in orchestras are more present. Their spectral envelope, which is the layout of the frequencies, leans much more towards the bottom, right? They taper off a lot per octave. This is why, actually, fun fact, in opera, it is particularly hard for a bass voice to cut through the orchestra because we are right in the middle of it. We're fighting the biggest body of the sound. So the way we cut through is by sheer volume, one. More importantly, in a big space, is the overtones in our singing. Is having a lot of cut, and it's difficult to do that as a bass singer, but that's just a quick fun fact, but it helps subdue the sound. So we go from the higher plucked instruments, and then it pulls way back. All we have for drums is just a kick here and there, and then strings. And so it frees up space for the voice to be heard clearly, and really pulls the sound back to a nice place for this pre-chorus. And then more drops out during the chorus, which is not what I was expecting.
who you are.
See that? Strings and kick.
Just too far. Somebody tell me, come and give me a sign. If I fight those monsters, is it you I'll find?
And another thing, we get a nice balance of the pop punk type singing, the alternative rock type singing, and musical theater, where generally this is a really common thing about musical theater is you hit a note with straight tone, and then you allow vibrato to come in. As you get towards the phrase, it adds excitement. The singer's doing a nice job of that. So on a lot of the longer notes, especially the ends of phrases, attack with straight tone and then allowing that vibrato to come in.
If I fight those monsters, is it you I'll find?
Find, right? Straight tone goes into vibrato, keeps it exciting.
If so, then give me sirens and a cyclops. Give me giants and a hydra. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. I'll fight the harpies and chimera's, the minotaur, even Cerberus. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary.
That's legendary. This is really beautiful. We get a very classic chord progression. Do 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 do. I think 1 5 6 4. Is that what we're doing here? I'll check it more closely in a second. But it's very subdued. We get no drums. We get no competition with the voice. We just get this very classic. It feels both like inspired about the future, like positive looking into the future, and also nostalgic. That's a great thing that this chord progression does. And we get that, and it really fits well with the text that he's saying. I pulled up the closed captions a second ago here.
The harpies are scary clubs. If so, then give me sirens and a cyclops. Give me giants and a hydra. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary.
Yeah. So D major, G major, B minor, A major. So 1, 4, 6, 5. Classic chord progression. We hear it all the time. You can go look up a million songs of that chord progression. And I think that's probably part of what makes it a positive feeling and nostalgic, is because it's so familiar. Like, this chord progression is just incredibly familiar that anyone that listens to Western music.
I'll fight the heartbeats and command brush. The minutes are even Cerberus. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary.
And I like how in the latter half of this chorus we get that snare coming in, like classic, like band snare drum. I don't mean like rock band. I mean like drum line, snare drum happening there. And we also do throughout this chorus have a very subdued choir sound happening in the background too. I don't know where the choir is coming from, right? Telemachus is not a god who's going to summon the choirs like we've heard from, we've heard throughout this show. But there is a subtle choir sound adding some atmosphere, adding some foundation in the background.
No life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. There are strangers in our halls, trying to win the heart of my mom, but she is standing tall.
Damn, he looks dope. Wait, this guy looks dope with the suitors. So the suitors, a group of 108 people, men who are trying to win the hand of Penelope in Odysseus's absence. And I gotta say, this guy looks pretty badass. This guy with the big eye scar. Look at this guy. Look at this mofo. Couple earrings. Four earrings. Big eye scar. Look at those. Look at these delts. Death Star delts. Mason, put up a picture of the Death Star right above this shoulder cap here. Death Star delts. Great term coined by a YouTube channel called More Plates, More Dates. Who's a total bro, but also like an exercise and nutrition genius. Anyway, Death Star delts is his term for big shoulder, so we're going to use that for this fella here.
In our halls, trying to win the heart of my mom, but she is standing tall. 108 old faces,
108
men who call me small. They keep taking space, and it's not much longer we can stall, 'cause they're getting impatient.
This is so well written for an angsty teenager. Jay, bravo, sir. This is really, it is capturing the vibe. This guy's sick of these dudes. He wants his dad home. Although he's got respect for the mom. You know, a lot of teenage boys don't get along with their moms so well. But he's like, yo, my mom's staying strong. She's shrugging on all these dudes. Let's go.
Call me small. They keep taking space, and it's not much longer we can stall, 'cause they're getting impatient, dangerous too. And I would fight them if I was half as strong as you. Somebody help me, come and give me the strength. Can I do whatever it takes to keep my mom safe? If so, then
it's all the way up to a high A there. I think it gets up to the high A there just for one note. Otherwise, very similar in this pre-chorus here. We've got the strings, everything's pulled back, right? So very similar there. Something I love about how Miguel is delivering this is he's singing it full out. He's really not doing anything speech-like aside from the rhythms feel very natural. So he's taken the really specific written rhythms that you could notate, right? And he's turned it into much more conversational speech. It's of course sung, it's all on pitch, it's being sung very well in this alternative rock kind of style. But it just sounds very organic, right? It doesn't feel so much like we're listening to someone really sing. He is, but to compliment him, it feels very organic.
come and give me the strength.
Give me the strength. Yeah, all the way up to the high A.
Somebody help me, come and give me the strength. Can I do whatever it takes to keep my mom safe? If so, then give me sirens and a cyclops. Give me giants and a hydra. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. Fight the heartbeats and chimeras. The minutes are even Cerberus. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary.
See, you gotta admit, this chord progression is both uplifting and nostalgic. Like, it nails those two things. And it really just depends on, you know, the text that's going along with it is really what it depends on. Instrumentation plays a role too, but the chord progression, I mean, they really, if you've heard a chord progression a lot, it's going to trigger memory of some kind for you. And, this one he's saying he wants to be legendary. So this is more of a forward-thinking kind of feel rather than nostalgic. You don't get as much nostalgia vibes coming from an angsty teen. They're generally thinking like, I want to get out of this teenage crap and be an adult. Not so much thinking about childhood. That comes later. That becomes when you get as old as I am. Then you start thinking about childhood and being nostalgic. But right now, angsty teen, trying to live up to his dad's, stories basically.
Been fate or scary, but I wanna be legendary. I'll fight the heartbeats and chimeras, the minutes or even Sarah's. I know life in fate or scary, but I wanna be legendary.
Where is he? Where is the man who loved you to wife? Oh, where is he? Where is the man with whom you'll spend your life? 'Cause it's been 20 years and we still have no king.
Give me a chance, a single opportunity, and I'll overcome these obstacles and scrutiny. And
Boy.
So was Odysseus gone by the time his son was born, or was his son a little kid? I just really have a feeling this kid's a teenager. If it's been 20 years, he would be early 20s. If Odysseus had been gone for 20 years. So leave a comment below. I don't remember the story exactly. So this is the suitors chorus. Suitors chorus asking why Penelope won't allow them in. She waiting on Odysseus. Goddamn, 20 years. Whew, that's brutal. I thought it was 10. Why did I think it was 10?
Where is the man with whom you'll spend your life? 'Cause it's been 20 years and we still have no king.
give me a chance.
I think just octaves for the suitors chorus. I think it's just octaves. So no complex harmonies there. Bunch of brutes. Come on.
And we still have no king.
Give me a chance, a single opportunity, and I'll overcome these obstacles and scrutiny. And
Boy.
when's your tramp of a mother gonna choose a new husband?
Oh,
Why don't you open her room so we can have fun with her? Don't you dare call my mother a tramp.
oh,
I just did. What you gonna do about it?
We're probably in B minor. Yes, we have moved to the relative minor of D major, which makes sense for this section. This must be Antinous, the leader of the 108 suitors. He just looks like a nice guy, doesn't he? There's nothing about him. Not the scar, not the cheeky goatee he's got going on there, not the bunch of earrings. I love earrings. I'm not going to hate. But then he comes in with this slimy style of singing. Who is this? This is Aaron. They probably pronounces it Aaron, doesn't he? Ayron. Aaron Alexander. We're going to go with Aaron. Aaron Alexander is our Antinous. Antinous, antagonist. Clever writing. Clever characterization.
Husband. Why don't you open her room so we can have fun with
Why don't you open a room so we can have fun with her? Like, just a slimy guy. So he's accomplishing this by being really both smooth and breathy with his singing. Those are two qualities that da 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 da. Then you get more to like bel canto singing if it's very pure tone and smooth legato. But he's na 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 na, like he's gonna just weasel his way in.
Boy, when's your tramp of a mother gonna choose a new husband?
And just like an 80s bass synth, that really buzzy, bassy, like lo-fi synth that just pops like very synth wavy in the B minor is like a very clear shift. They're like, this is a bad dude. You don't want to mess with this guy.
Single opportunity, and I'll overcome these obstacles and scrutiny. And boy, when's your tramp of a mother gonna choose a new husband? Why don't you open her room so we can have fun with her? Don't you dare
Yeah, it's a high B, tenor high B. Really stretching that voice up there. Teenage angst and rightful anger in this moment, fully captured.
Why don't you open her room so we can have fun with her? Don't you dare call my mother.
Don't you dare. I love that. Dare. Sorry, Mason, just destroyed the microphone.
Her room so we can have fun with her. Don't you dare call my mother a tramp.
Oh,
I just did.
What you
gonna do about it, champ?
I just did. What you gonna do about it? Like, he's a Shady Shin from Legend of Korra. Just a shady guy. Real shady, this one.
Just did. What you gonna do about it, champ?
Tough guy with different pupils.
Somebody tell me, come and give me a sign. If I fight this monster, is it you I'll find?
Oh! What in the whoa? Why do I think that was longer? Alright. First one. Okay. Sweet. If I fight this monster, is it you I'll find? Alright, guys. Alright, we got a nice introduction to this saga. We've got no Odysseus. Odysseus is off. This is a saga mainly about Telemachus, his little boy, and dealing with the suitors and Antinous, and of course Athena, because it's the Wisdom Saga. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing my girl Tegan. By the time this saga comes out, fingers crossed, Tegan and I will have a song out together. We have a cover of Zombie by the Cranberries coming out, and it's absolutely epic. And we have another song hopefully coming out early 2025. Keep an eye out for that. Don't know if I can announce that yet as I record this in September. But guys, let's go on. Little Wolf. Number 2, Little Wolf. Here we go. Oh, the Spy Duvet Box is the... both of these are by Duvet Box. Shout out to Duvet Box. Forgot to give a shout out there. So that's our animator for both of these. Holy. Came out 1 day ago? Well recommended, Mortius. Well recommended. He sent me these recommendations yesterday and he said, this one is coming out and I think Gigi's Will Be Fine. Yeah, Gigi's Will Be Fine came out yesterday as well. Oh, subscribe. Alright, Little Wolf. Let's do it.
Fight, little wolf, fight, wanna entertain me. Bite, little wolf, bite, let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike, wanna be a man then. Fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. You've made...
Alright, we got like hard rock background now, and those drums, dude, those are like big room, like power drums. Super dope. Great vibe. I mean, they're about to tussle, right? What's our chord progression here? We're in E minor.
Fight, little wolf, fight, wanna entertain me. Bite, little wolf, bite, let's see.
Was that C major? Yes, so major 6, C, E minor, C major.
How you take this? Strike, little wolf, strike.
7. Oh, we're about to get an Aeolian cadence.
Wanna be a man then. Fight, little wolf, fight.
Yeah. Now, it's not technically, I don't think, an Aeolian cadence, because in E minor, the 6th chord and 7th chord are already going to be flat major chords. E minor, C major, D major. Usually an Aeolian cadence would be in a major key. When normally 6 would be minor and 7 would be diminished. You put 6, flat 6 major, flat 7 major. It would sound like this. So let's just play a game. If we were in E major and you went, it's my favorite chord progression in the world. Because we're in E minor, we already expect the C major and D major, but dope. I love an Aeolian cadence in whatever context.
Fight, little wolf, fight, wanna entertain me. Bite, little wolf, bite, let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike, wanna be a man then. Fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. You've made your worst mistake here. Might be your last one too.
You'll have run out of bones to break when you and I are through. I'll teach you all the lessons your daddy never could. This cruel world doesn't give out presents just for being good. So
I love Aaron's voice. It's so buttery smooth and seductive. Often this is the kind of voice you pick for like the devil character. For a devil character, you can either pick like a big scary bass voice or a really seductive voice. In opera, it's usually a bit of both. So you have a Don Giovanni, who is a low-voiced character, baritone, bass. They can all sing this character, and it's supposed to be a strong, like a robust sound, but a beautiful, elegant sound, especially for the duets, and like De Vieni alla finestra, where he's seducing this woman out of a window, or La ci darem la mano, where he's seducing a girl at her own wedding. But he's very smooth, very handsome. Supposed to be favorite role I've ever played in my life. It's just a wonderful, complicated, fun role. Or you can, and like Mephistopheles is an opera literally about the devil, written by Charles Gounod, in the opera called Faust, and he's usually a bass baritone. So basically, my voice type supposed to sound beautiful and dark and seductive, right? And then you can also have the kinds of characters that are just like, really scary, dark, especially, like a devil character in like, I don't know, maybe you'd see it in cinema or something, or like a voiceover. But this is a great portrayal because it's so seductive. And the idea is that the devil can seduce anyone. That's like a power the devil has, is just the art of seduction. And I think Aaron's voice, to bring back off my rant about devils, I think Aaron's voice perfectly captures that beautiful, seductive, but you can totally tell he's evil kind of vibe.
be a man then fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. You've made your worst mistake here.
You've made your worst mistake here. Like it's just it's just silky smooth, but there's breathiness to it, which is a seductive quality, right? Like you're breathing on someone's neck or something. Yeah, this is a perfect voice for it. Great casting.
You've made your worst mistake here. Might be your last one too. You'll have run out of bones to break when you and I are through.
Bones to break. And then he goes through and puts some, like, lightens up and puts a nice vibrato on through. But I like bones to break. Oh.
I've run out of bones to break when you and I are through. I'll teach you all the lessons your daddy never could.
Ooh.
This cruel world doesn't give out presents just for being good. So fight, little wolf, fight. Wanna entertain me?
Bit.
Little wolf, bite. Let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike. Wanna be a man, then fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. What die?
Also, clearly, like, Antinous not just a pretty boy, given that scar. Not someone you'd probably want to tussle with. Respect for Telemachus for giving him a bite on the hand that draws blood. That's tough.
Bite, little wolf,
And little wolf, biting. Okay.
let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike. Wanna be a man, then fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. What die, little wolf, die. Don't you know it's vital? Fly, little wolf, fly. Or because you had to try, little wolf, try. Run away before you die, little wolf, die, little wolf, die.
This is twisted. And we're about to get a classic J, totally changing the music and vibe. Like, is this the best way to win Penelope? Probably not. By beating up her, killing her son. Wouldn't recommend, but who am I to judge? Yeah, he's wrecking Telemachus right now. Just left to right. Yeah, this guy's, he's a seasoned fighter. I don't know what his deal is, but he's clearly tough. At least in this animatic, right? Could be different, but got the suitors cheering him on. Like, yeah, let's all beat up this woman's kid. That seems like a great idea.
Fly, or because you had to try, little wolf, try. Run away before you. Die, little wolf, die, little wolf, die.
Need some help?
Hey!
What's going on here?
Let's go.
Is your plan to stand around? Cause I suggest you fight back.
I don't know how.
Uppercut.
So good. Okay, so we get the Athena theme. We get our girl Tegan back in the mix. Tegan, I believe, is if not the strongest, one of the strongest singers in this entire cast. Really, just world class talent. Time and wisdom, right? So we get the agility with the piano, and we get the time slowing down, both with the animatic and then musically the. So she's gonna come in, control time, give him time to respond to each punch coming in from Antinous. Really, really nice all around. With the clock ticking too.
What's going on here?
Is your plan to stand around? Cause I suggest you fight back.
I don't know how.
Uppercut him. Now.
Whoa. How did I do that? This time now moving slow.
No, I just made your thoughts quick.
Whoa, that is so sick.
Oh, we get like a properly spoken dialogue line, but that is so sick. Really cool. This is fantastic. What was I gonna say?
How did I do that? This time now moving slow.
No, I just made your thoughts.
Right. Miguel's voice really sounds like a slightly higher version of Jay's voice. Like there are a lot of similarities. That's really, again, great casting where you have Odysseus played by Jay, you have Telemachus played by Miguel. Literally sounds like a younger version of Odysseus singing. That's a very nice addition. It didn't need to be like that, right? Father need not sound like son. That's like definitely not necessarily a thing. It does happen, but I think good for storytelling and good for just cohesion through the storyline.
Whoa, that is so sick.
All right, now, let's try this again. I've no respect for bullies, those who impose their will. I've seen plenty enough to truly understand this kind of feel.
God, we got Tegan belting way up there. What are we in again? So she starts on the tenor high B, but goes higher than that.
Now, let's try this again. I've no respect for
Glottal attack. That really is great for getting those vocal folds together, keeping them together, get that good vocal fold closure throughout the line. Start with a coup de glotte or a glottal onset.
bullies, those who impose their
Up to high D above tenor high D, staying in that chest connection.
I've no respect for bullies, those who impose their will. I've seen plenty enough to truly understand this kind of feel. Let's teach this dog a lesson in front of all his kind.
You can hear how much she's biting the apple when she sings that. In front of, instead of, it's of. It's like big open mouth, big bite the apple motif. It's a great way to sing those really high belts. And of course, Tegan knows her voice in and out, so she knows what's going to work best for her. That kind of mouth shaping generally works very well for super high singing in chest voice and then super high singing in head voice as well on your falsetto.
Dog a lesson in front of all his kind. One young wolf has a larger heart than all these men combined.
That's a tough line to sing up there. One young wolf has a large one. All the way up in the high C's.
One young wolf has a larger heart than all these men combined. Fight, little wolf.
Let's get a look at that piano agility and the nice drum fill as well.
Wolf has a larger heart than all these men combined. Fight, little wolf, fight. Show them that
love the theme now taken over by Athena. The fight, little wolf, strike, little wolf, strike, little wolf. That's also cool there. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's cool. Keeping the note in the bass. Keeping the note in the bass the same. Why can you do this? Because you're going from B to E while we're in E minor, and then you go to C major. So in C major, you still have an E. You just have to move that B up to the C. Really cool. Really good writing there. And it's a great thing about learning how to write vocally to be able to use stepwise patterns when you're changing chords. Also, like fingerings for chords where, instead of just like moving your hand to the next chord, you can actually make smaller adjustments to change the chord, and you do what's called chord inversion. So this is a great one. So da 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 da, E minor, C major without changing that note in the bass.
Fight, little wolf, fight. Show them that you've got some fight, little wolf, fight. Take advantage now and strike, little wolf, strike. Don't go down without a fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf. Get up and fight.
Just a big, long series of belting from Tegan, keeping almost entirely pure sound, only allowing a little bit of like a tiny touch of grit to get in there, but it's a pretty pure tone up there in her high chest voice.
Oh, maybe I pushed you a bit too hard.
Ow. Go back and cry in your corner. Make sure your mother hears. If she won't choose a man to adorn her, will bring blood and tears. Tell me, Athena, why you came to my aid.
Ooh, he's really leaning into this, like really connecting one song to the next. He's done that so far with both of these. Where like you listen to the first one, you've got to listen to the next one. And then this one too asks Athena a question, an open-ended question at the end of this song, roping us in for a third, which we will do. We will do it right after this. You're about to see. Athena looking like Telemachus here. I don't know why she's doing that. Comment below. Yeah, so Antinous is like, yeah, go tell your mom. I don't give a shit. Like, go cry in the corner.
Tell me, Athena.
One more up. There it is. So, we've talked about the falsetto use throughout Epic, and it's usually done for like naivete or pleading or submission, right? So this is an interesting choice. I mean, he clearly feels defeated in this moment. So this is like he feels weak. So that could be an indicator of the falsetto there. This could have been written a number of ways. I think it all would have worked. And the falsetto is a pretty cool choice. It's like kind of, pleading and asking for help, right? And that makes sense for that kind of much lighter mechanism of singing.
Tell me, Athena, why you came to my aid.
Right, because Athena's relationship with Odysseus is kind of cooked, right? I mean, isn't that the idea? Was it end of Second Saga, end of Cyclops Saga? They kind of broke it off. Last goodbye, right? Anyway, all right. Awesome. Little Wolf. Now, we have the GG animatic that just came out yesterday. Hold up. All right, so this is, of course, by Gigi, who is an animator who we have come to absolutely love throughout the Epic journey. This is the third song now of the Wisdom Saga. We'll be fine. This is also apparently the shortest song in Epic. This is song 28, by the way. This saga is song 26 through 30. It's a bunch of songs. It is so much writing. Shout out to Jay. I'm actually going to put this up just a little bit. There we go. My head keeps popping out. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, here we go. We'll be fine. GG. Recognize that animation. All right, very much keeping the musical theme we just left off. We've still got Athena. This is like classic GG animatic, something I've become so accustomed to and used to, and I just love it. Oh, it's the owl.
Tell me, Athena, why
Oh, it's literally the last line of the previous song. Oh, okay. That's why. She literally put in a transition for the animatic and literally included the last part of the last song. So this song is actually even shorter than 2:35, isn't it? It's more like 2:20. 2:15.
I had a friend before and he was a lot like you. I helped him fight through war, but he had his demons too. And then we grew apart. Then his light went dark.
Okay, obviously talking about our boy Odysseus here, Odie. We get this nice combination of the classic Athena, agile, virtuosic piano, and we have some nice strings as well. And this does feel, as she's talking about memory, she's talking about memory of her relationship with Odysseus, friendship relationship, whatever you want to call it. And it is bringing nostalgia, is it not? The piano and the string combination making us think back to a simpler time, a better time, perhaps.
I had a friend before and he was a lot like you. I helped him fight through war, but he had his demons too. And then we grew up.
Then, hello, low E. Was she telling me about that? Tegan and I were on a Zoom call for like 2.5 hours the other day. We were planning some collaborations and then mostly just chatting for fun. I think she might have mentioned that she sings down to a low E in Wisdom, which is, so I'm doing it the octave lower, but very, very low to put that functionally in a song, like a low E for a male voice and an E3 for a female voice. Yeah. Oh, no, this one. So for me, this one, very, very low. It's very rare you hear that. And sung very well. Good grief. That's got some nice weight to it.
Helped him fight through war, but he had his demons too. And then we grew.
Listen to that. Then. That's a fantastic low E.
I helped him fight through war, but he had his demons too. And then we grew apart.
Basso.
Then his light went dark. And so I thought maybe if I'd made a different call, maybe if I hadn't missed it all, maybe he'd be fine. Maybe we'd unwind.
This is really interesting. We're getting a lot of range from Athena. I mean, she's getting up into this really nice mixed voice, right? She's not carrying a lot of weight up into that higher part of her range, and then coming all the way back down. Maybe we'll be fine. I think she's getting down to F sharp 3, but she popped way up too into that mix earlier. Not super high for Tegan, but like, this is a rangy song.
And so I thought maybe.
So what are we in? A ma- Okay, up to C. Sorry, it took me a while. Just up to C sharp 5. So Tegan can easily belt up this high, fully chest connected. But this is clearly a mixed position where she's keeping it lighter, which makes sense, right? This doesn't feel like a power belting moment. So it's very well sung, of course, by Tegan, and like all the colors make sense. The floatiness of the vocals make all the sense in the world. perfectly accompanying this beautiful piano and strings backing here. Really nice.
And so I thought maybe if I'd made a different call, maybe if I hadn't missed it all, maybe.
Like goes up to that C sharp, then goes all the way down to that low F sharp. So an octave and a fifth, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is to do it well. I mean, it's the whole thing about being a good singer. It's not about range. It's about quality of notes. And I just can't believe how solid Tegan is. Like, I knew she could sing high notes. I didn't realize her voice carried that strongly into the low end. So that's awesome.
Oh, maybe if I hadn't missed it all, maybe he'd be fine. Maybe we'd unwind. Maybe if I help another soul, maybe if I helped you reach your goal, life could be that bright. I could sleep at night.
All the way up to high E and very light. This is just pure light mechanism, right? Not carrying any of that chest weightiness all the way up there to that high E. It's cool. We still have Athena's piano theme running, whatever her piano theme is, that fast, agile wisdom theme. That's constantly running in the background, but it is pushed back in the mix far enough to where it doesn't get in the way, because this doesn't feel like a moment that should have a bunch of shouldn't feel it feels like it shouldn't have much movement, but the theme is still there, but it's just mixed in a way that the theme is there without distracting or without giving the piece too much movement, despite movement happening in that one instrument.
Reach your goal, life could be
But it's going.
that bright. I could sleep at night.
So that's just very light mechanism from Tegan there, which makes sense. I mean, at this point, Athena, goddess of wisdom, is questioning her decisions. This is a time where it really makes sense for her to be lighter, not like Athena the powerful and brilliant and agile, right? That's when you get the power belting. But this is a much more intimate kind of song.
Athena, I don't know who your friend is.
Sounds like Jay.
I don't know what he's
It really
like.
does.
My time with you has been splendid. The best day of my life, cause I got in a fight and I didn't die. I've never felt strong before. You're my friend, I couldn't ask for more. And so I think maybe
Got a lot more. So this has really shifted from like Athena questioning decisions to a much more positive, forward-thinking feeling, both coming from Miguel singing and also definitely coming from the instrumentation as well. So we really get that positive forward motion, taking us out of the previous section and moving us forward.
I don't know what he's like, but my time with you has been splendid. The best day of my life, cause I got in a fight and I didn't die. I've never felt strong before. You're my friend.
It's a great voice.
Ask for more. And so I think maybe if life wasn't spent as planned, maybe it's time that you lend a hand. I don't think you mind. If not his friend, then mine.
Oh, and then we get a duet coming. Yay. Okay, so we get some really nice, really high floaty falsetto. Of course, Telemachus doesn't know that they're talking about Odysseus, which is interesting. Pretty cool. And some beautiful. I'm loving Miguel's voice. It's really, there's a lot of versatility, but it's a very well controlled voice. Of course, everything's tuned and edited and stuff, but you can tell when a voice is more or less accurate while they're singing. And this is an accurate voice. This is really nice. I had something else to say. Let's see.
Wasn't spent as planned. Maybe it's time that you lend a hand. I don't think you mind.
Oh yeah. Nine. So that's different than her rhythm slightly. I think she was like, mine. I'd have to go back. Mine. That just feels more jagged than when Athena was singing it. And then he adds a little embellishment here on the next time.
I don't think you mind. If not his friend, then mine.
Mine. So that's like almost a totally different melody there. Really nice.
If not his friend, then mine. Maybe to fall is to learn
Whoa.
one way. Maybe it's all gonna turn out great.
All the way up to B flat. What are we in again? Are we in B flat the whole time? Maybe they key changed at some point. I think we were in A major earlier.
One way, maybe it's all gonna turn out great. I know we'll be fine. I know it's light, you'll find.
Hey.
You're a good kid.
I love how he extended that cadence. And then like ended on a more suspended chord so it wasn't resolved. And then gets a little boop from Athena. Good boy. Good kid.
I know we'll be fine. I know it's light, you'll find.
Yeah. Just extending that cadence out, right? It doesn't really resolve.
You're a good kid.
Thanks.
Thanks. Oh my god, extremely short. This is a 2-minute
The
song.
best day of my life, cause I got in a fight and I didn't die. I've never felt strong before. You're my friend, I couldn't ask for more. And so I think maybe
Okay, I think we're good. All right, guys. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed this triple feature for Epic the Musical. I think it's my first triple I've done. So next video that comes out in a few days, releases in a few days, will be the last two from this, which will be, I can't remember the fourth one, but the last one's God Games. Everyone's talking about it, so I remember that one. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this analysis, if you enjoyed hanging out with me for the last 50-something minutes, please do consider joining my Patreon community. Like, you can join this one here too. You can join Gigi's Patreon. I also have a Patreon, about 800 members strong. Would love to have you over there interacting in the Discord every day. Another way to donate to my channel is to do Buy Me a Coffee. All this is in the description below. That's a one-time donation, no commitment. Always like, subscribe, and also check out my affiliate links. Do you guys want to get a super cool custom jersey like this? This is the Bass Gang, which is a musical group I'm in, and has my name and number 2 on the back. Really cool. You can get a custom jersey with a discount from DIYOJ. That's another affiliate link. Check that out, guys. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you back in just a few days for the last of the Wisdom Saga, which is currently the most up-to-date saga. So, thanks for the support. See you guys.